Yeah. We say the quiet parts loud, sip the truth, spit it out. If it's on your mind, it's allowed. If it's in your gut, say it now, but keep it classy. No script, just heat, just chatter. Big laughs, real tears, real patterns. If it's messy, keep it classy, that's the standard. If it's sacred, it still gets answered. Unfiltered and unbothered, we don't ask, we don't falter. Sit down, lean in, why bother to pretend? Unfiltered and unbothered, this is Bone Talk, go harder. If you press, then press play, let it begin, yeah.
Welcome to Unfiltered and Unbothered, the podcast where nothing is off limits and opinions come with zero filters. We're three friends who decided our group chats are way too entertaining to keep private, so now we're bringing those conversations straight to you. From relationships and life drama to hot takes, trending topics, and the random things we overthink at 2 a.m., we're talking about it all. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and get ready for real conversations, real opinions, and absolutely no pretending. This is Unfiltered and Unbothered.
Welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered and Unbothered with your favorite trio. It's your girl Liz with my girls Lace and Gift. How are we doing tonight, ladies?
Doing fantastic. Beautiful day. And so excited to be on with my friends.
Hey, I'm doing awesome as well. Got to give a big shout out to Michigan. Go Blue. I'm a little tired though, but it was worth it. What a game. What a game.
Our little, you know what? I got to shout it out. I got to give it up to her. Our little wannabe boomer stayed up way past her bedtime last night to cheer on her team. And those of you who have listened to episode 1 or the intro, you know I'm an Ohioan, so it's always Buckeyes all day. However, I will support the Big Ten in their dub because right now we are winning at every level. So
we are.
Gotta say, Big Ten killing it. Men's and women's sports. Everyone, you're welcome.
Oh my gosh. So I just want to pause before we go any further. I hope everyone picked up on the wanna be boomer. Look, I got to help my
Gen
girl.
Xer.
Yes, hands out to my Gen X, you know. You can't let her go down like that.
Thanks.
Well, she can hang when she wants to hang. Absolutely.
Always got my back.
Here's the thing. Like, y'all, those of you who know us in real life, you already know, like, Bonnie is a baby boomer. Like, we love her, but she's a little boomer. And those of you who don't know her, you will learn her as we go along. She is our early to rise, early to bed girly. And we love that for her. Everyone needs a little boomer in their group, and she is ours. So, once again, everyone, you're welcome because everybody's here for it. So with that being said, what's everyone sipping on? We'll start with our little boomer, Lace. What you got tonight?
As I mentioned, I'm a little tired tonight, so I do have a Diet Coke. I'm drinking Diet Coke tonight. Need a little shot of caffeine to get me through this amazing podcast this evening.
Love it. Gist, what about
you, Gist?
So, I love my teas. So tonight I actually have a coconut cream tea.
Ooh.
And it's something new that I actually just started drinking. It has that smooth hint of coconut. There's a little bit of orange flavor, but I actually got it through a website. It's called Sugar Wish, and it takes the guesswork out of gift giving. So I received it actually a big box over, I think after the new year, and Sugar Wish actually allows you to go in and select the size gift that you want to send to someone. But what I love about it is that it lets that individual go in and select from different categories what they would wish to have. So it's not that pre-packaged gift giving that so many people are used to when they go to websites. So for me, when I received the gift, I selected hot chocolate and this different array of teas. And I've also given the gifts to my children. give them gifts, the standard holidays, but also Valentine's Day. And they were all wondering, well, we're all in different places. How is she going to do anything for us this year? Sugar Wish to the rescue. So anyone who's looking for a great gift or just because to send someone, sugarwish.com. That should be your place.
Sugar, definitely. Yes. One of the Glue Crew members, big tea drinker.
Fantastic.
I love that. Also, Sugar Wish, if you're listening, we would love to have you as a sponsor. That was a hell of a plug, I must say. So, Sugar Wish, shout us out. We love you. Show us that you love us. We'll take some tea, everybody.
All right, Kimmy, what you got?
I'm really into the Popwells, y'all. I will say this one is blackberry lime. It is delicious.
Oh.
This is a prebiotic flavored soda, only 1 gram of sugar for those of you watching your sugar. Love it. It is delicious. Popwell, I would also love for you to be a sponsor if you're listening. Please help us get this to Popwell. But seriously, this is so good.
Where do you get them, Kimbro? Where do you find those?
Pretty sure that I got this at Aldi. Okay. But I'm going to have to report back next week to let you know where I am finding these Popwells. I think it's Aldi, but it is delicious.
All right, Diet Coke, don't leave me out. Sponsor me. Come on, Diet Coke, come through.
I love it. All right, so gifts. What is on our agenda for today?
Well, buckle up, everyone. So let's leave those red pens at the door. Today's lesson plan is strictly off the book and unfiltered. So our objective today is very simple: to stop grading our thoughts and start voicing them. We're officially tossing out that rubric and doing a deep dive into the musings, mental gymnastics, and the lives of your trio, Kimmy, Lace, and yours truly. And we'll probably even get in some good hot takes and headaches. So I hope you're all ready for our random musings. So let's get into it, ladies. Before we get started, I did have something. The ladies don't know that I was going to ask this, but since my family is so spread out, every other Sunday we do family FaceTime, and we've been doing this probably since COVID. It's a way to keep connected, and we kind of trade off each time. Someone has to come up with 2 random questions, and the family all gets together, and we have to share our answers. So we had one this past Sunday, and shout out to Linda. She had some great questions. So I do want to ask you both this question. Come up with a slogan for your 2026 vibes. What would that look like for you?
Okay, a slogan for my 2026 vibes?
Yes.
My light is starting to shine in my tunnel of retirement. That's my vibe. I'm ready to punch out. So, you know how they always say, like, oh, the light's flickering, right? It's starting to shine. It's starting to come on. Oh, I can see the light. I can see
love
the
that
light
for
in my
you.
tunnel. So let it shine down on me.
You know what? We love to see that. Love it.
That's your boomer for you.
Exactly. Taking it to retirement. Terrible. So I would say, I'm trying to think. You know what? I would say motherhood on the move would be my slogan, because we are moving and grooving with motherhood, almost 8 months in, which is crazy. Back to work, fully in the grind. I shared that with you guys on the first episode of like returning back to work and all that has brought, trying to find that balance. So I would say motherhood on the move.
Love that. So mine was grieve, survive, thrive.
Love that.
It really encompasses everything that's going on in my life right now. You both know that I lost my mom this past summer in June. So grief, it's there, but I've learned how to survive within it. Mm-hmm. And I finally feel like I'm coming, almost to use what Lace mentioned, coming out that other end. You see that light flickering. So just beginning to thrive, not only internally, emotionally, but I can see that outward manifestation of that work that's been done behind the scenes. So that's my 2026 vibe, heavy on the thrive part.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love that. And that's all just to share another personal thing of your trio here. And I think that's what we're kind of going to do tonight is do like some deep diving. We are all in that group that nobody wants to be in of people who have lost their moms.
Yeah.
And so, like, when you're able to get to that place, that is such a good place to be because you learn how to live with that void and you will
Mm-hmm.
always have it. Like I tell people, it's always in the back of your mind. Every once in a while, out of nowhere, it'll wash to the front,
Mm-hmm.
but that's the cost of love. You know what I
Right.
mean? To love someone that hard and to know how much they loved you, like that emotion that comes with that, that's all because of how deeply we loved them and they loved us back. So I'm super proud of you, Gist, and
Yes,
all the work that I know you have put in because that is definitely tough for
it
sure.
is. It is.
Since I kind of shared we were going to be getting personal, we have decided to title this episode Talk It Out Trio. And so, as gets shared, we're just going to be kind of talking about things that we have going on in life. And so, I guess I will kick us off. This past week was spring break.
Yay.
Yay. Shout out for that. Started off crazy though. So, it was, so this is, I guess I should say, trigger warning because I was involved in a car accident and thankfully my family is fine to include the baby. Everybody was fine. We were buckled up. Thank you, Jesus. But it was one of those moments where you know, like God is with you literally in the car. It was coming down raining. We actually hydroplaned and the car spun around. And it's like, as most of you who know me, it's like I am someone who typically does like to be in control of situations. I know, shocking. But in that moment, I had no idea of how to even attempt to control the car. And I think that is probably what saved us because I just kind of let the car do its thing. And we ended up against the median. Airbags did deploy,
Mm.
but the car, no other car hit us. We were safely off to the side. We were facing the same way as the traffic. So after that adrenaline rush and just the overwhelming thankfulness that we were all okay, and just that sheer emotion of all of that, like I feel like that was my first like near death experience. Like I came
Oh,
out of
wow.
that with like such a new appreciation of knowing God is in control and understanding like you can't be in control of all things.
Right.
It's like the power of letting go. And I felt that was my lesson in all of that. We were on our way to the airport, so we missed our flight. We were flying with my brother and sister in law and niece. So my sister in law, shout out to Jamie. She is the my personal travel agent. I told her she needs to open up her own company at this point. She was able to quickly get our flight rescheduled. Um, Shout out to JJ who just gave birth to her little boy. So she came through, her and her husband made sure that we were taken care of. We stayed at their house till we were able to get on the plane, all of the things. So shout out to my entire village who came through for me. Um, I appreciate you guys and love you more than you will ever know. But it was such a crazy way to start break.
Right.
But after that, it was such a blessing to be able to get to my family. So we flew down to Florida to spend it with my dad. And like I said, my brother, sister in law, and my niece. So it was a whole family affair. We were all together. And those moments are super important now that I have a daughter. My brother has a daughter. We had already said we want to do everything we can to make sure they have that relationship. So it was really cool. The only thing that would have been better is if Pauline could have met us down there, but we're in the works. We're going to be going to her in Columbus in May. So excited about that. But I was bummed. I was supposed to see Crystal. Shout out to Crystal because she was in Florida at the same time and I missed that. So we're hoping to get together soon. But it was a whirlwind. It was a crazy time. But like I said, I'm thankful, blessed. None of us were injured. We are now car shopping, which was on my 2026 bingo board, not due to an accident, but I also had planned to do it later in the year. But yeah, so that's another thing. We went shopping today, just, looking around. A couple caught my eye, a couple car salesman, top tier customer service, one that shall remain nameless. Who waits until you see people getting back in their car to leave
to come
to
and crush
ask?
you?
Yes. Like, what a weirdo. You know where we won't be going? To you, sir.
Right.
Who does that?
Somebody that doesn't want to sell you something.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, I was like, wow. But that was okay. So we had a couple really good people that showed out. And I thought about cars that I never thought about. We are in the market for an SUV. So it's an exciting time. If you have any recommendations, feel free to drop them on our socials. We're out here and about looking. So hopefully maybe by this time next week your girl will have a new whip to share.
Get in a car after that though and have somebody else driving it.
It was a little stressful. So we of course had to rent a car. So Jamie and Frederick had already rented a car and it was an Atlas. So of course it's a big car. None of us have a car that big. Well, my dad's Jeep is pretty big, but just how big that car is, getting it out in traffic. I was not driving. Frederick was. And I was working his last nerve, but that's what big sisters do. So, that was one little issue we had. And that was only because he's not used to driving a car that big. And I'm extra sensitive after going through that so freshly. So it's funny now, but I don't think he thought it was too funny in the moment. But yeah, besides that, but I will say I've driven since, but it has been a little extra whatever when somebody else is now driving because you're thinking, oh, brake, all of those things.
That muscle memory, your body is still
reacting.
reacting.
You could own what I drive.
Exactly.
My car will drive for me. And you know what? It handles beautifully when it's in that stuff because like you, I get tense. Like I'm like squeezing that steering wheel and anytime we're going over, I can tell if it's a puddle and you're like, how deep is it? What's going to happen when I hit it?
Right.
I just am like, push the button and it does it for me. And it's beautiful.
In both instances, literally, Jesus take the wheel.
Right?
Literally.
I don't want to do that because I have really started second guessing myself. Like, how should I handle that situation? So
yes,
I just push the button.
And that's the thing, I guess, as a born northerner, like snow, ice, whatever, we're used to that. But the rain is a completely different beast. And that it was the craziest experience. So if you have ever hydroplaned before, like,
it is scary.
I'm thinking of you. It was a very scary experience. Yeah. But like I said, I'm so thankful that we all made it out okay, no injuries, and that, we were able to leave a little later than we anticipated, but we still made it on our family vacation as planned. We all made it back home safely, and we truly, really did have a great time.
That's great.
So I was glad that we still decided to continue to make sure we got on the trip and everything. So I'm really happy that we did, and we had a really nice time. So it started crazy, but it ended on a great note.
we knew, I mean, when you had sent the message, of course, that was devastating. We were so glad that you guys were okay, but I knew you were still going to make the most of that vacation and that time with your family.
Because that's who Kimbro is.
That's right. But it is sad because I also know some people that they're going to let that just ruin the entire time. And they're going to be in that foul funk and stuff like that. So I wasn't worried about you at all as far as spending that time with your family, getting that quality time, creating those core memories, and just having a great time. So good job.
Well,
and once we knew you all were okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was the thing. So hopefully I will make sure that I tell all you guys this story before you hear this, but please don't be offended if I had not shared the story, because I wanted to make sure I was back and okay, because I know how people are, like, they'll be worried sick until I get back, if, and I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate all the love and support, but I'm not somebody who likes to make other people worry. So I was just like, okay, I will share this once I'm back safely on the ground, and then I'll be one less thing people have to worry about. So.
Although when you're our people, there's always going to be the worry. So there's no.
Oh, for sure.
As we watch your location to make sure you're still moving.
Exactly. No, that is the beauty.
What I was doing.
That is the beauty of technology.
Shared location. Love it.
Exactly. It's like, oh, where is everybody? Okay, great. No, we love that. But yes, that was my break, my week. But it was fabulous.
I'm glad you're back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back. And I missed you guys.
Yes.
I did.
It was a while before we talked again. So definitely excited for tonight.
I think that's the longest we've gone.
Right?
It has been definitely since we've started the pod. Like, we usually are on here every day just about talking. And then definitely in our group chat, we're always checking in and all that. So I definitely missed you guys while I was gone. So tell me what's going on in your lives.
Oh, man. Well, what's not going on in life?
Big fact.
So many people know my family and we are getting ready to move. I should correct that and say my husband and I are getting ready to move and leave the great state of Virginia. We are relocating to Texas, and having those emotions kind of mixed with excitement, but then worry, scared. Oh my gosh, I need more hours in the day. So, of course, at the beginning, I talked about losing my mom, and things have been rough. Like Kimbro mentioned, that some days are heavy. There's not a day that I don't miss her, that I don't shed a tear, but that is the price of love. I know she would want me to still continue to make the best of my life. And in my grief journey, I've looked for those pockets of happiness, like what really generates that peace for me. And it's actually when I'm with my 2 grandchildren. So shout out to Knowledge and Sonova, and of course their parents, Bria and Akeem. But just being with those 2, all of my worry, all of that pain. I just remember one day recently when I was out there as they were moving, and I was having a rough morning, like tears coming out of nowhere and just waves of just wanting to have that opportunity to just sit with my mom again. And Knowledge came into the bedroom and gave me the biggest hug and said, "Gigi, good morning." And everything just melted away. And it's something about little children that don't know exactly what's happening, but they can sense emotions deeply. And Knowledge is such a very affectionate little boy. You wouldn't know it sometimes because he is all boy. But he's in tune with the people around him. So just those moments, and my granddaughter is the happiest baby I've ever seen in my life. Just, she's discovered her voice. through screaming. So now she laughs and she screams and she loves it and she just screams louder and I just scream with her. So it's just a big laugh and scream fest. And that really just settles my heart.
Mm-hmm.
T knew once grandchildren start coming in the picture, I want to be closer because we really value family.
Mm-hmm.
And being a military family, it was important to us to make sure our kids were connected with their family. Now, did we do a great job? Do they know all of their first, second, and third cousins? No. But you want to do a better job once you realize where are those areas where you could have filled in more to make sure that connection was there. My children have a relationship with their grandparents, with my mom when she was here. Shout out to my dad. They love their papa. And shout out to Willie Gist. They love their grandparents. Nobody can touch Willie Gist when he comes around. And also their grandmother, Lynn, just everyone being a part of their lives. And I want to be that in my grandchildren's lives. So we're uprooting. We're moving to Texas. It's exciting. We have family there as well, but it's the schedule. Military moves were already stressful to a point, but T's retired. So thankfully, God stepped in and made a way, and we are still having a 100% military move. Although he did retire right before COVID hit. So we do have that. And you ladies know we're planning to put our house on the market. It goes on the market later this month. And then we've already been to Texas and toured so many homes. We're in the process of closing on a home. So everything is lining up. People, please pray. Whatever you do some kind of mantra because our home is being packed up. We will still be in it for at least 5 to 10 days before we move with 3 dogs and 2 birds and then driving across country. So nothing is ever easy in the Gist household. We wouldn't be who we are
Very
if
true.
it was. So I'm just excited, sad because I'm leaving the physical location of Kimmy and Lace, especially with this adventure that we've just started, but excited to see where we're going to go with this. And who knows, maybe we'll start doing the podcast Unfiltered and Unbothered on the road.
Wouldn't that be cool?
No, that
Road
really
tripping
would be.
with the trio.
Exactly. We love it.
All about that.
So lots of crazy things, but I'm so glad that I have my husband's support. He sent the sweetest message to me today, but it really kind of took the anxiety and the planning that my brain is going through and just helped me to kind of pause for a minute and just relish in not only is God giving us this gift of what we've prayed for to be closer to our grandchildren, but also that we can support each other in this new life.
Yes, no, I love that. And it's that letting go. For sure, letting go of some of that control.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oof. How do we do it?
Yeah.
It's hard for a Virgo out here.
It is. And normally what happens is someone like God has to strike down and take control and remind you, hey, I got this. I got this plan going. So you right now are the problem. You were in the way. So let me show you real quick what I think of your plans and, lay them out there. I'm super excited for you. After you told your story, I got a little bit more excited because if you know me, it was very hard when she first said that she was leaving, and I'm going to keep it brief so I don't start crying on here. But I'm always sad for me first.
That's so unusual because you never put yourself first, Kimbro. So for you to be sad
but
for
it's like,
you first, that's okay.
Yeah, because it's like and it's like the emotion, like it is the price you pay for that love and that friendship. So, and I feel like I'm about to cry. So I'm going to
don't ever
wrap it up.
Join the military, because we, as another
Oh.
former military spouse, it's the hardest thing to do. Was you get these friendships and you develop those friendships and your family, because like when we lived in Guam, or we lived in Alaska, or we lived in Mississippi, Oklahoma, we didn't have our immediate family right there for that support.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
the Air Force,
So you make it.
you get that, right? They know that we're all in the same situation, but man, then when you have to leave them, it's gut wrenching, and the kids have to leave their friends. And this was before social media, and it was harder to keep in touch, just hard. And actually, when we came to Virginia, I said, you know what? Our orders initially were for 18 months. I said, I'm not making one friend, because leaving my friends in Alaska, that was just gut wrenching. I said, I'm not making any friends here. I can't do it and turn around and leave in 18 months. Well, shit, that lasted about 3 months. Rosa, my next door neighbor, fell in love with her, met Ginny. I was just like, what the heck? So much for not making any friends. And I also wasn't going to work because it was like 18 months. Well, here I am 23 years later.
And I will say that we've been very blessed. Don't want to leave any names out, but shout out to Kia, Nick, Dee Dee, Donald, all those individuals out there. Denora, oh my gosh, because I would have run away from Clovis, New Mexico if it was not for Denora. But these are people that I just really feel God brought them in our lives. And we transcended that friendship to truly become family. I mean, Kia and Nick, love them. They flew from Texas to come for my mom's funeral. Dee Dee and Donald drove all the way from Maryland. So there's always been these people who stand in the gap. Yeah. And we've been fortunate enough to be stationed at several bases. We travel to support each other. Our kids stay in touch. It's just a beautiful thing.
No, I love that. And I, through them and a couple of our other friends that were also military connected, they've taught me everything I know about the military. And I have so much respect for our military families, because I could never. Like, I am too soft-hearted to be moving and leaving people and all that kind of stuff. I am not built for it. I left Ohio, so my friends back at home are probably like, well, you left us. And you're right, I did. I did leave you. But since then, I have been very stable. I am here in Virginia. I am not trying to break hearts, but somehow I find all the friends that are breaking mine. You all know who you are.
Oh, we love you.
Yeah. No,
I'm
love
not
you
breaking
too,
your heart. I'm staying in Virginia too, Kimmy.
Yeah.
Even when I retire.
Way to single me out.
I love that. Well, I mean, hey,
and I have a grandson and my grandson is my everything too. And it is tough. I said to you when knowledge was, when you found out you were going to have a grandson, I was like, once you hold that baby, it changes everything. Yes. I have, you hold your own children and you're like, man, there's nothing you love more. That's what I thought until I held him. Oh my God, I just fell to pieces. I was like, I didn't feel like I could love something even more than when I held Kyle for the first time, when I birthed John, I was just like over the moon. And so for me, like you, I do everything I can to maintain a relationship with them, even though we're states away, right? Because
it's so important.
It is so important. And my grandparents played such a huge role in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I had big shoes to fill. And so I'm doing the best that I can. And so for me, spring break they came to me this time. So that was kind of cool. Great. I knew Kyle and Case were coming into town. So I didn't go back to Urbana. Well, I did go to Urbana for a few days and spend a little time with the glue crew. But they were coming to DC, and Kyle was bringing his best bud, Kyle. So I had 2 Kyles with me and Casey. And then Monday morning of spring break, my youngest sister calls and she's like, hey, it's Bobby's, my nephew, his spring break. He's a junior in high school, she said. And he's he loves everything history. And she's like, I kind of want to give him a little spring break. he's recently diagnosed with Crohn's and he's got to do transfusions and it's a whole thing. So she said, after his transfusion on Wednesday, we're going to hit the road and we're going to come to DC. We're going to come see you. And I said, you're more than welcome to. I just need to let you know, Kyle and Casey are coming. And I said, you know what? I fit Gist, Kimbrough, Hodges, Lisa. Who else came? We had like 6 people in the condo. I said, so we could fit 6 adults in this condo. We could definitely.
And in your car.
Yeah, we could do this. Come on. So we had seven people. So 6 adults and my grandson. Queen size air mattresses, 2 twin air mattresses. I have the day bed, the full bed. We were everywhere. And mind you, it's 1 bathroom. So that was interesting. And I'm having some issues with the shower stuff. And that's a whole nother issue going on. But we did everything we could. We went into DC several times. I've mastered the Metro. Loving the Metro that's 2 hours from me.
Metro is another story we can tell later.
Yeah.
Mastered
and you
the
know
Metro.
what? We will have a guest on there for that. Shout out Hodge. Yeah, you're going to have to come on the pod for that.
I can't wait to have Hodge on the pod, actually. She's going to be a trip. So, so we went into D.C. We got to see a lot of the monuments, Smithsonian's. We went into the National Harbor to watch the Michigan game. I mean, it was just a really good trip, even though, we were kind of on top of each other the little time we were in the condo. But I did manage to steal a little bit of time with the grandson. So Kyle went out. Jim and my ex and his wife were actually in the National Harbor. So he went in because Jim knew they were coming. So they went to spend an evening with them. And so Robin and her husband, Bob, my brother-in-law, and my nephew went into Old Town Alexandria. And I said, grandson, it's just going to be you and I. We're going to have a little quality time together. So we went to my favorite little pizza place and we ordered takeout. He wanted to bring it back to there. Next to my favorite pizza place is called the Custard Shack. And so we ate dessert first. So we had our dessert first while we were waiting for our dinner to be ready. Once we got dinner ready, we came back. He wanted to watch, I think it was called Zootopia. I'd never seen it. So ordered Zootopia on Amazon. We kicked it and had our quiet time together. So we did get a little QT time together.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's great.
It was actually a good spring break. One, I didn't have to drive to Michigan. It was nice for them to come here. And it was grandson's first time in DC. Kyle, was dad was stationed at the Pentagon, so he knows a lot about the area. But this was grandson's first time. So it was really special.
So
it was really cool.
So you got to experience that newness, DC through his eyes.
And I think his favorite part was riding the Metro. He loved the Metro.
I can see that. I can see
it's an
that.
adventure.
Yeah. So
I'm sure he didn't push any buttons that were red.
No.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Gosh, I could see it. See, and I didn't go with you guys on the Metro because I had Achilles surgery. So I was in a boot. Mm-hmm. So I dropped you guys off. And then because I was supposed to go with you into DC for the Wine Fest or some fest. And of course, in the boot, I couldn't do all that walking and stuff. So I dropped you off and then I picked you guys up. So
we definitely have to do that. We need to do a redo of that fest because that was so much fun. And
so
we definitely
podcast on the move. There we go, ladies.
Yeah.
The trio takes
that definitely would be fun.
Yeah. So thinking about our lives, Bonnie, do you think this is a good spot for some hot takes and headaches?
You know what? I think we do have some good spots for hot takes and headaches. So what would you say is a hot take going on in your life? Ladies, I'm going to flip it on you guys. What hot takes do you have out of all of this?
So for me, surprise, hot take. First of all, did you know, because now I'm in the world of insurance, if you are in an accident and you're like, I'm not at home, I'm at the airport. Do you know, and I'm going to say Enterprise, we're going to call you out. Enterprise at the airport does not deal with insurance claims. So you have to go to like a standalone Enterprise store who's not open on the weekends?
Wait
They're
a minute.
not?
Aren't they the same company?
Yes.
And most do have weekend hours.
None. The airport open all the time. The regular standalones do not work on the weekends.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yes. So literally, I need Enterprise. I need you to do better.
Damn.
That is ridiculous. I guess it's technically a headache as well as more of a hot take. But my hot take is Enterprise needs to do better. Because in reality, I'm already in a crisis.
Yeah.
I have no transportation in a city that is not mine.
Wow.
Terrible.
Could your insurance company kind of intervene on your behalf, or that wasn't possible?
So, I mean, they did intervene on my behalf and said, you're going to have to wait until Monday to get a car.
So they stood by Enterprise?
Exactly. Because now.
What I imagine.
So the hot take is the insurance is going to support the corporation.
Yeah. It's outrageous. It's outrageous out here. So, needless to say, it all worked out. I have a car, which I do have a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon.
Oh, okay.
That has no step up, whatever you call the little step thing.
Yes.
So those of you who know me, 5'3" over here. So if you see me jumping in and out of a white Jeep, mind your business. Okay?
Oh, that's awesome. I need to
Nothing
come and
to see
visit.
here.
How long you got that rental for? I miss my Jeep.
So I have it through, I think, the 25th, but I'm not trying to keep it that long.
Okay. Oh, I will talk a little bit about a hot take. How about this? So my son is coming. Now my sister is coming. My stepmom sends me a text that says, hey, give me a call. Your dad and I are coming to Virginia. I said, you are? So I call her and she said, yeah, we're going to leave Thursday, this past Thursday. And, they always spend the night and then they finish their trip. And so we'll arrive in Urbana on Friday. I said, that's awesome. I said, but I'm not going to be in Urbana this weekend because I've got Casey and Kyle and now Robin coming. Do you want to come to the condos? They're like, no, we got Lucy. I'm sure all the busyness and hustle and bustle and the traffic, that was nothing that they were really interested in. No, but the Glue Crew, they can let us in, right? I'm like, yep, they can definitely let you in, no problem. So they've been in Urbana since Friday. So what I ended up doing was I'm taking a personal day on Friday so I can spend Friday with them because Saturday, Glue Crew Patty, her son, her baby boy, is getting married on Saturday. So I have a wedding to go to on Saturday. So I won't get to spend all day Saturday with them. So I felt like I should they drove all this way. So I'll spend Friday with them a little on Saturday, Sunday. And then Monday is a marking period for us. So I will be home. It's a telework day. So I'll do grading period there. And then they said, well, we'll leave Monday or Tuesday. So I was like, it's awful nice that and the Glue Crew's taking care of them. They went out to dinner together. They've dropped off a golf cart for them.
Oh, that's
They've just been hanging out with Dad and Sandy. And here I am up in here slaving away at the job that I want to retire from. But the nice good news is my baby boy, John, he texted me this evening. He said, hey, isn't Grandma and Grandpa in town? I said, they are. And he said, well, I'm going to try to come and see him this weekend. So I'll actually get to see the young boy too.
So what is your hot take from that?
Everybody coming in at once. It's like, I never get visitors. Now all of a sudden I get this, everybody's here at once. It's like, come on, guys. I want you to come. I want you to come and spend as much time as you want, whether it's Urbana or in the condo, as long as I have the condo, but not all at once. Right?
So I will say, as Bonnie's scheduler, because we'll have a separate episode on some of the behind the scenes of me trying to plan things with these people, both of them, 1 and 2, Gen Xers, as they like to shout out. I will help her plan any visit. So if you'd like to come visit her, shoot me a text. Most of you I'm friends with on Facebook already. So just send me a message so that I can schedule the visits to make sure everything is spread out for her. So she's not hustling and bustling her little fingers to the bone.
Because I'm not a hustler. Remember, we talked about this. I'm not a hustle and bustle
That's right.
person.
She's not a hustle and bustler. She definitely is not.
Kimbro knows the craziest things pop into my mind. And so I've been doing a lot of driving back and forth since we're about to leave Virginia. I have my aunt and uncle. So shout out Aunt Barbara, Uncle Jack, and my cousin Angie and Keith. So I'm trying to make sure I see the people that I need to spend time with, especially my Aunt Barbara, because that's my mom's oldest sister. And they were really, really close. But road signs, there are some signs that I just wonder if people really think it through, or maybe I'm overthinking it. So for example, hidden driveway. So I'm driving to my aunt's house and I'm going through a neighborhood and maybe I have undiagnosed ADHD. Who knows?
Maybe. Okay.
But I know, right? Look, that's a whole nother episode. But I see a hidden driveway sign. If you see something that says hidden, what are you most likely going to do?
You're going to look for it.
Yes! So I'm looking for this hidden driveway while I'm trying to drive and not hit this car in front of me. So I had to slam on brakes. Like, why are we putting that sign there? You can't see the driveway. I get it. That's why the sign is there. But people are going to try to find it. Or maybe I'm the only people that does stuff like that. But it doesn't stop there.
No.
Have you seen the rocks falling? Beware of falling
Yeah.
rocks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That freaks me out because what
No, I
does
feel
that
that.
tell you?
That rocks have fallen at some point
Right.
or another. And
And
then they're not sure if they're still going to come down or not.
So I
Just
need to
FYI.
make sure I maneuver around this tight curve while there's another lane of traffic beside me going the opposite direction. But I'm also supposed to look at this side of this mountain and beware of these rocks that could fall. I mean,
Be on the could.
like I'm struggling because you know my brain. I'm thinking of every scenario. How can I evade this rock or a boulder?
But you don't even know if it really exists
Exactly.
or is actually there. Yeah.
No, that is definitely crazy. And I do feel the hidden driveway thing. It is funny because that's one of those things that you do look for to then co-sign. Like, I couldn't imagine trying to find that in the dark or say
Right.
these random things, or I wouldn't want to live there. Those are the things that I feel you do run through your head when you see signs like that. And I also, the falling rock thing, I have those same thoughts along certain roads, or sometimes the road looks like there was a rock slide and you're thinking, is this new? Do I need to hurry up? Like, what is happening? Should this road even be open? What is this?
So that's my hot take. Again, I'm probably the problem. But if you can relate, it would be good to know that.
It's you are not the problem. I know I can relate, and I know there are lots of other people like us out there listening as well. That is too funny though. I love it. What, anybody got any headaches?
I have an HOA headache, but I don't really want to dive into it. It's so frustrating. So
Yeah.
I have a shower issue that I need to, if they would just let me cut on the outside wall, just a little cut and patch the wall, replace the little shutoff valve that needs to be replaced, or let them install an access panel. But they said no to that. So they literally, it's tile that has to be cut out of the shower to fix that freaking valve. Mind you, a few months ago when there was an issue in my master bedroom here, and they came in because it was their end of the issue is coming from the exterior part of the building. And they're like, hey, can we cut an access panel in your bedroom here so we can get into it? I was like, sure. Do you think I'd let them cut an access panel had I known they're going to refuse me to do something similar to fix the shower?
They
had the
not.
audacity to say, no, I cannot do that. So I asked them to come in and seal up their access panel that they no longer are going to have a way to access that through my bedroom. They're going to have to go through the brick wall. So that's my headache. Isn't that terrible?
No, that is terrible.
I mean,
that is really terrible and disappointing.
Yeah. A wall can be patched. It can look like nothing even was there. They just repainted these walls too. So it wouldn't even look like old paint over, new paint in a section of old paint because these walls were just painted. Disappointing.
That is very disappointing.
Oh my gosh. Yes, in so many ways. I don't have any headaches other than the ones I create for myself. So there's that.
Yeah, I don't think I have any additional ones that I can think of because I feel like mine doubled as like a hot take and a headache, honestly. So, you know what? No, I take that back. How about today on the way to look for a car, they're doing construction on the side of 95. Why does a boulder get kicked up from them doing equipment and crack the windshield of the rental?
Shut up.
Listen, and thankfully, won't he do it? I got the insurance on the rental so that I'm not going to have to worry about that. But,
that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh.
That is
crazy. When he gets busy trying to block your blessings.
Listen, just like, what in the world? But like John L. said, we are so thankful that we did get the insurance so we don't have to worry about trying to, deal with this windshield.
That is a time. That's terrible.
Yeah.
All right. So again, congrats to Michigan. It was kind of cool at the Michigan. If you watch the game, the Fab Five were there. And when they talk about the Fab Five, it makes me think about, our group, my sibling group text is called the Fab Five. So we actually started in 1966 when my big brother was born. He's going to actually turn the big 60 this year. So I'm super excited about that. And so congrats to Michigan. Miss my Fab Five. You guys got to get to Virginia a little bit more. And looking forward to this coming week and seeing my parents who've been in town since Thursday.
And Fab Five, just for the record, she wants you to visit, however, not all at the same time. Because in case you missed her headache, the shower ain't working right.
Well, you know what? No,
she's only got one bathroom up there. And she's only got one in her bed.
Although Bobby called me tonight, and Bobby's like, I'm thinking about getting a camper, and we'll just put the camper at the in Urbana, so we have a place to stay. I said, oh, good. Everybody in the Glue Crew all have their own separate two houses on their property. Why not have two in Urbana? I said, let's do it. Bring it on.
So, hey, there you go. So, correction. The plan will be when Bobby is in town with the camper, Fab Five, feel free to all come at once because there will be another roof over your head. So, there's that little correction there that was made. And with that being said, I hope you have enjoyed getting to know us a little bit better as we talk out life's twists and turns that we have been on throughout the past week. Please continue to stay blessed, to tune in to us every week. We love seeing all of the support from our former students, our friends, our family, all over social media as we take on this new venture and use this as an outlet just to share our joy of friendship with not only each other, but all of you. So please have an amazing week, and we will see you right back here next Wednesday on Unfiltered and Unbothered.
Still unfiltered and unbothered.
Oh, and one more thing. Before we go, just a reminder that opinions shared today are ours alone and do not represent any other entity. Nothing discussed in this episode should be used as legal advice or representation, nor should it be construed as medical advice. We are not your professionals, so please seek help from a qualified expert for your specific situation. Unfiltered and Unbothered LLC and its hosts assume no liability for your use of this information. We'll see you next time.